appreciate you guys having me today. We are having a little Zoom fatigue because we are on Zoom calls all day long, but we'll try to make it interesting for you guys. Um, I am thankful for the Mount Airy community and the Chamber of Commerce. You wouldn't believe the outpouring of support that we have gotten during this time. It has been extremely positive. I know that our backpack program had just been filled up by Surrey Sunrise Rotary. So we had 1,400 bags kind of ready to go. And since then, Surrey Sunrise Rotary has also secured around $15,000 in additional funding. So if you'll notice, we're having to feed a lot more people than normal. So the school districts are really the hub of the community, and we are the hub of Mount Airy. So we appreciate your support. I want to do a shout out also to my colleagues in Surrey County Schools and Elkin City Schools. We all were on spring break when all of a sudden we started talking 4 or 5 times a day to each other and saying, do we really want all these folks coming back from spring break from all over the world back into our buildings with this COVID-19 coming? And at that point, no one really knew how big this was going to get. But I am really proud that we chose to extend our spring break by a year. And then later on, the governor chose to shut the schools down in the state. So we were just using some common sense, I think, to do that. And I appreciate the colleagues kind of going against the advice at that time of the state health folks and going ahead and closing school early. I think that was the right call. But if you think about that, 54 million students are now learning at home. That is amazing. So March 5th, before spring break, I had asked my staff to go ahead and clean all the devices and prepare 5 days of lessons just in case. And then we went ahead about March 11th, which was, I believe, that weekend of spring break, and just decided to go ahead. That was that Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. We went ahead and made that call, and then the state closed schools till May 15th. So that all happened in a whirlwind. We came back on Monday, March 16th, and I pulled my leadership team together, and we developed a plan of meal deployment, device deployment, connection with services, digital lesson for everybody in the district, and paper packets, widespread communication in one day. And the second day, which was Tuesday after spring break, which was March 17th, all of our teachers came in and stayed in their classrooms and did a Zoom meeting. So Randy, you think 100 people on a Zoom meeting is bad? Try 250 people on a Zoom meeting. You cannot see them all at once. So you have to just keep going like across the pages. But it was a really great way for us to connect and not come close to each other. So on that Tuesday, the teachers stepped up and got all the devices ready. Because our district had been doing online learning for 4 years, it was really a little bit easier for us. Every kid already had a device, either an iPad or a Chromebook, but of course they didn't have them at their homes. So on Wednesday, we deployed as many devices as we needed. So we have deployed over 500 devices because a lot of folks have a device in their home. If you have a phone in your home, which we found 90% of our folks have a phone in their home, they can access lessons. So, but it is still an equity issue. So if you did not have an iPad or you did not have a Chromebook, that was given to you free. And even now we take them out on the bus routes to make sure that the buses get those out there. So we're real aware that there's an equity issue. But think about this, guys. We find out on Monday we're not going to be back in school until May, and we have lessons started on Thursday of that week. Think about that. So if you see a teacher, please pat them on the back when we can touch each other again, because they really worked hard. Our TAs called homes. We have a database. Every kid gets called, their home gets called every week. And what we asked was, do you need a hot meal? Do you need a bear bag? Do you need a device? Has your teacher gotten your lessons to you? And K2 is still virtual. They do Seesaw on iPads, but we also have paper pencil packets. But if you don't understand what Seesaw would be at K2, a teacher might go on and do a video for the child to show them how to draw something or do their letters. the child can put the video together. They can just draw that and send it right back to the teacher. So the stuff they're doing at home, they send to the teacher, and the teacher can immediately give them feedback. Several of the teachers Zoom with the kids every week, and Elaine Reales teaches a Spanish class, which is our dual language class, and most of the day is in Spanish. So she got them all on a Zoom call, and they all talked over each other, and she couldn't get any words in edgewise. So she had to figure out what mute all was, so that, because the kids were just so excited to see each other on Zoom. So that was pretty amazing. We normally feed around 1,100 meals a day. Our average every day is 2,400 meals. So regardless of your size, we're basically doubling what we would normally do in a day. So the child nutrition folks and the bus drivers have done such a great job. The federal government is giving us like summer feeding rate return. So, we hope child nutrition will basically break even during this time. But the one thing I wanted to make sure we did is keep everybody working. So our child nutrition are working, and our bus drivers are working to deliver all these meals. So the charter schools in the state do not provide meals for children. So we are picking up all of the charter children that want to come to us for meals or that we deliver to. We also have homeschool students that we are feeding. So we are really doing a good job with getting that information out to the community for them to want that many meals. And we have been giving out about 500 of the bear bags every weekend so that they can have meals through the weekend too. Now, that's a great question. We are doing well with delivery right now. We have volunteers who take meals to places buses can't go. So Extreme Marketing, if you want to touch base with Katrina, she's on this call. She can hook you up with Julianne and those guys for volunteers, because I'd say our volunteers are getting weary who have to drive these cars out. It would be nice to have some subs. We're always a little paranoid too that somebody will get COVID-19 and we have to shut down one site. We would have to quarantine those child nutrition workers for 14 days, and we would have to pick up volunteers in another site. But it does my heart good to help everybody understand that schools are the hubs of their community, just like the chamber is. And these children would not eat if it weren't for us. The other piece with that too is, as people lose their jobs, when we call those homes every week, we're getting more people to say, I need a blessing bag, who'd never asked for one before. So we're doing the best we can. Polly Long and Juliana in my office are reaching out to churches now and community centers to say, who now has lost their jobs and how can we get food out there? And again, we do the greater Mount Airy area. I know the county's doing this and Elkin is doing this. So again, to my colleagues, I just say, a big thank you for all of that. But we are now rolling out instruction. We've been doing this for a few weeks. Kids get their lessons digitally with a backup paper and pencil for those that don't have the digital. We have hotspots throughout the county that Surrey Telephone has put in place for free Wi-Fi. We have the central office here, the community central office. When we built this, we didn't realize what a community hub or control center it was going to be. But you can drive into the community central office, park in the parking lot, and free Wi-Fi to do your homework. If you can get there, that's big. If you need a hotspot throughout the county, we can get that for you. We really try to help kids, whether they're our kids or Millennium kids or homeschool kids or Surrey County kids, because if they come to us, we'll reach out to them.